In a new flashpoint in US-China relations, Beijing is strongly criticising Washington over planned arms sales to Taiwan. China's foreign ministry has expressed firm opposition to the move. It has urged the United States to stick to the One China principle and immediately halt all weapons sales to Taiwan. Beijing is also warning Washington to stop creating new tensions in the Taiwan Strait. This sharp reaction follows reports that the US is preparing to boost arms sales to Taipei. Two American officials say the sales could even surpass levels seen during Donald Trump's first term in office. If arms sales to Taiwan do accelerate, it could ease concerns about the extent of Trump's commitment to the island and add new friction to the tense US-China relationship. The United States is also pressing members of Taiwan's opposition parties not to oppose the government's efforts to raise defence spending to 3% of the island's budget. During Trump's first term, approximately $18.3 billion worth of weapons were approved for sale to Taiwan, compared to around $8.4 billion during Joe Biden's term, according to Reuters calculations. The United States remains Taiwan's most important international backer and arms supplier, despite the lack of formal diplomatic ties between Washington and Taipei. Well, joining us to discuss these developments further, once again, Thomas Porteous, correspondent and anchor, joining us from the newsroom. Thomas, what have you got for us?
And what you need to understand about these tensions is that China sees the island, the self-governed island of Taiwan, as its own territory, and you have obviously serious underlying tensions between the two largest economies, that being the US and China, and so increased military spending to Taiwan so it can then defend itself does not please Beijing very much. Now, I just wanted to go a little bit into the background of this US-China relationship and why it is raising China's concerns. You mentioned earlier the One China policy. This is true, the US does endorse the One China policy, but not, and this is very important, but not China's claim over the island of Taiwan, unlike other nations. Now, the US is Taiwan's primary arms supplier, with recent plans indicating an increase in weapons sale to Thailand, potentially exceeding $18.3 billion over the next 4 years. This is obviously what we have had this reaction from the Chinese spokesperson about. The US and Taiwan also conduct training programs together on a yearly basis, including F-16 pilots, which is a very prominent part of both the Taiwanese and the US Air Force. Also, you have the fact that high-level US officials and congressional delegations frequently visit Taiwan, signaling these strong bilateral ties. And so, on paper, the Chinese and the Americans, they diplomatically pretend they are friends of the world. We've had Donald Trump say that he admires Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping saying vice versa. However, there is this underlying tension, and when the US supports especially a Taiwanese military industry, that is going to upset Beijing, which Xi Jinping did say on New Year this year that it does intend to bring Taiwan into its own, as it seized the island of Taiwan as its own. And we can only see what happens as these tensions develop.
Absolutely, Thomas Porteous, thank you very much. We will, of course, be across all the developments.